All right, all right, all right. So this is Behind the Sounds. And I've been getting a lot of talk, a lot of asks for binaural, binaural, binaural sounds. So usually I talk about business or what I'm going to shoot. So what I figured I'd do today is we will talk about business, but put some binaural tapping sounds in there because everybody knows that I love foam core. Now today I got all kinds of redwood fence. I stained it today, so my hands don't look real good. So never mind that. They got stain on them. Yes, I washed them, but it's stained. But anyways, with no more delay, just check out the new style I display. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm looking for stock sounds and stock video. Now, something I haven't mentioned is when you sell stock video, they don't want any sound on it. They want it just no sound. So I take the sound out of that and I cut that up and sell it for sound effects or videos. Mostly video games. I have a video game company that buys from me quite a bit. Now when I talk about stock, when you do a video, and this is how easy it is, not easy, but it's how you got to think about it. I said in my last one, when I was talking about stock, I said, you got to do sequences, and you do. But this is how easy it is. This week, I'm going to a butcher, and I'm going to get some stock because I notice for butchers cutting meat, and because the meat prices are so high right now in groceries, I would think some of the companies would be looking for stock video for like beef. I'm thinking about running down to Foster Farms too and getting some cuts of anyways. So I've got a cousin that is a butcher, and they're gonna let me in, and they're gonna cut some briskets and some of those tomahawk steaks. And some other things. So when I say shoot a sequence, I'm going to go in, no faces, just hands, just hands. I'm going to get some video of them setting up, preparing. Then I'll get a shot of them bringing the piece of beef over. Then I'll get a shot of them sharpening their knives. You get the picture. Then they cut the meat. They make it how the meat is at the end. There's a couple different cuts, so I think I'll probably get 10 or 15 usable clips per each, how would I say it, cut, per each cut. Now I have a listener, side note, that was asking for binaural. So I figured, hey, let's do this one binaural. Binaural. With tapping on my favorite foam core. Okay, back to the... Now when I say in sequence, you could, your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, let's say they're making breakfast in the morning. Do you know how many shots there are just for that? Let's say they're making hash browns, eggs, yeah, I've got some room noise going here. Hash brown, eggs, and bacon. That's a trigger word. Bacon. Sausages isn't as good as bacon. Well, you could shoot them, putting the pan out. Now remember, the clips I submit, they have to be longer than 6 seconds. I have found over the years, most of my clips are between 15 and 30 seconds are the ones that are purchased. So 15 and 30 seconds. So they bring the pan out, put oil, butter in the pan. You get the pan heating up a little bit. Always make sure there's movement. Bubbling smoke. So let's get back to the sequence. Pan out. Eggs out. 2 clips. 3 clips. Pan out. Butter. Eggs. Bowl. Cracking the eggs. Maybe in a bowl or even in the pan. That's what, 6? A short one of the egg cooking. Bacon. Pan. Bacon. Putting the bacon in. The bacon cooking. You got 10 clips. Putting them on the plate. Setting it on the table. Putting a cup of coffee on there. Now you can even grind in the coffee, putting the coffee in the coffee maker, or if they do a pour over. Do you understand how many clips you could have just from that? And we haven't even talked about the hash browns yet. Get the potatoes out, clean them, peel them, grate them. Boom. More clips. More clips. What I'm saying is, It's not about the flashy stuff, because they're not looking for flashy stuff. They're looking for stuff they can use. Now the rant. A lot of times when people get into this, they run out and they shoot a landscape, a cityscape with cars. That's great, but there's 900,000 of those on there. And the buyer doesn't care if it's beautiful. They just care if it works. So you can have all these landscapes, all this stuff. But if my buyer needs somebody making breakfast, simple, everyday stuff. Like I was talking about Sunday, making Kool-Aid. Think about that. Setting the jug down 6 to 30 seconds. It's got to be longer than 6. Now if you're doing something like setting the container down, it's hard to get 6 seconds out of that. But here's a trick. Shoot it at 60 frames per second. Slow it down a little bit. Stretch it out. Not so it looks like slow motion, but it'll smooth it out a little bit and make your clip longer. Boom. Secret. That's a secret. You don't know how many times I've done that. Something else. Maybe you're doing a barbecue. Make sure your grill's clean. Make sure it's like mine, like it's been sitting out there. Well, I got a Next grill, but I have a 50-gallon drum grill too. And that's not a pretty grill, but it's awesome for smoking. But, okay, a barbecue. 4th of July is coming up. And you guys are having a barbecue, you're going to a cookout. Boom. Getting the food ready, putting it on the grill, flipping them, the meat on the grill, record a little bit of sizzle. Boom. There's your sound effects. Remember the clips? I would actually go between 15 seconds and 1 minute. That's what I would do. But the clips don't have to have sound, but you can sell that as a sound effect. Picking up what I'm throwing down. You smelling what I'm cooking. Let's say somebody, because I love doing these, I go to the church and they're always baking bread. Kneading the dough, okay. Getting the stuff out, pouring it in the bowl, mixing it. Setting the stuff on the counter, 1 shot. Setting the bowl on the counter. Kind of far away. It's another shot. Now, mixing, another shot. Throwing the flour on the board, another shot. Throwing the flour on the board and flopping the dough on there. that'd be a shot. Kneading it, that's another shot. Putting it in the pans, that's another shot. Putting them in the oven, that's another shot. Now, I use these little cameras too. That's why you might wonder why I bring up the Insta360 Go S. Because that thing is awesome for sticking to a knife while it's cutting. Another shot. Put it in there. They open the refrigerator, grab something out of the... Another shot. Sequence it. Everything we do in life, there is a sequence. The things that I sell the most aren't really things I thought would sell. Like one time I just got a new truck, but a couple of years ago I had another new truck and I took it out and washed it. And I took video of me washing it. Those shots, I'm not even in them, have sold. Sequences. Every time I talk about shooting, I'm always going to drill it into your head. Sequences. See, the buyer comes to your gallery. I've got 20,000 clips in a gallery. All 20,000 of those clips have not sold. Probably 90% of them haven't. But the buyers have came to look at something, they found something else. I've keyworded it so they can find it. They come, they see something, maybe they don't like it, but they find something else because I shot in sequences. So they're looking for cooking shots, let's say cooking. They see there's eggs and breakfast and stuff like that, steak and stuff, the keywords for mine, it brings them to my gallery. They go, well, that's not, but wait a second, I want the eggs cooking. Then they buy it. Sequences. Remember, this is for the long tail, the long haul. Start it now. I don't care if you're 16 or if you're 60, which I'm going to be 60 pretty soon. I don't care. Start now. It is so easy to get these sequences in everyday stuff. That'll sell, because you got to remember, a lot of people are selling because these gurus get on and say, hey, you can make money overnight. You can't. But there's a lot of garbage in there. Do you know how many cityscapes are in like Pond 5? Thousands. Do you know how many time-lapse cityscapes there are? Thousands. Do you know how many time-lapse cityscapes, and I want to say not a time-lapse, but a hyperlapse in a car driving through the city? Not thousands. So you could take a Go 3S like I have, stick it right over by your windshield, put it on time-lapse, drive down Main Street. That would be a seller. Just saying. And that's why That's why protests and gatherings are so easy. They're editorial. When you're doing the cooking shots, don't have any faces in there. Then you don't have to have model releases. But when you're doing a protest, a gathering, some kind of event, that's editorial. You don't need, it's news. News. Yeah. That's a different animal. Different buyer. Now I've started a Substack, and eventually I'll put that link in my description. So if you need model releases for stuff like this, if you want to do something like this, I'll keep them there for you. You can use mine. Just change the name on them. If you need to pitch somebody and you're wondering, hey, how do I get work? How do I pitch them? I'll put some of my old pitches up there so you can get an idea. Not yet, but soon I'll let you know. So this was Behind the Sound. This is where I talk about business. This is where I talk about cameras. Most of the time I just talk. I had a listener who was wanting binaural. So this isn't real binaural, but this is what they were talking about. This right here. So I figured, hey, why not? My room noise is shut off. That is my air conditioner. I find that if I'll run a little bit of a noise reduction on this, but not a lot. Seems to tweak the sounds out a bit. And it's super hot here, so hope you guys don't mind a little bit of background noise. I hate it usually, but it's hot. And I figured we're kind of like family, so. So, well, anyways, with no more delay. Oh, I already said that, didn't I? Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget, I'm going to do an After Dark on Wednesday. Wednesday. I'm going to do an After Dark. Look for that. The cool radio show is going to be Friday. Come and check that out. We'll play some of the sounds that I recorded this week. I will load some more sounds on the 24/7. Had a little bit of a problem with that. Had to straighten that out. So on this one, not only get binaural, got some soft whispering. I know there's a couple of you out there that like the whispering. I know because you tell me. If you don't tell me, I don't know. If you like what I'm doing here, buy me a coffee. Better yet, become a member. I'm Big Bob. It's been a pleasure. See you.